Minister of National Defense, I had sighting reports of UFOs, and because I was trying to unify the Army, Navy, and Air Force into a single Canadian Defence Force, was really impressed with what was contained in it. Huge issues. And the American people and the people of the world have a right to know what's going on because they're part of it. And I said, UFOs are as real as the airplanes flying overhead. Being the first person of cabinet rank in the G8 group of countries to say so unequivocally. It's a flotilla of UFOs headed south that crossed into NATO territory in Europe. Before the panic button was pushed, the flotilla turned around and headed back north. The investigation was launched into this whole subject, and a document was prepared which concluded that at least 4 species had been visiting Earth for thousands of years. And this is my own view at this stage as well. And one was that we were referring to them as they until this morning when Linda Moulton Howe, I think she was the first one, actually named 3 different species. I don't think we can any more refer to them as they because they're not an amorphous mass. They are different species and consequently may have different agendas. I don't think we can say that they all have the same agenda any more than we could say that the United States, China, and Russia had the same agenda. Our real interests may be very similar, but as of now, our perceived interests are still quite far apart. Finally, say that there are live ETs on Earth at this present time, and the other species that I learned about not too long ago was called the tall whites. And this is when Paula Harris broke the story just a few years ago. And through her good offices, I had the chance to talk for about 3 hours with former Airman Charles Hall of how he was working with, first of all, he was scared out of his skin. But after that, when he got to know them, how he was working with, and finally they became to trust each other and have a good working relationship with the tall whites to bump into these people floating across the terrain in the desert. Well, enough on that for now. My interest is in full disclosure. And my only caveat is I think probably I would say 95 to 98% full disclosure. I know of 1 or 2 things that I'm not sure should be in the public domain, at least yet. I think that tax-paying citizens are quite capable of accepting the new and broader reality that we live in a cosmos teeming with life of various sorts. The fact that some other civilizations are more advanced than we are may be humbling. And it exists, and it's being kept secret by the same vested interests who control our destiny. Who are these vested interests, and what are they up to? And the cabal comprises members of the 3 sisters, the Council on Foreign Relations, the Bilderbergers, and the Trilateral Commission, the International Banking Cartel, the Oil Cartel, members of various intelligence organizations, and select members of the military junta, who together have become a shadow government